Good day, sir. I'm Mary Joy Bernales. I'm here presenting our project entitled Library Borrowing System. So, the introduction is until now in the Baisu Kandy High campus, library still has their borrowing records on a paper from the library card, which required maintenance, and the problem of finding relevant information proved to be a difficult assignment. Even if the information required was found, it usually takes a lot of time and chances that the library staff needs to rearrange the information again and sort. The campus library manually issues a book using a library card. This card acts as an identity in the library. It is where they record the details about the identification of a certain book, like its call number, title, and the author. It is also includes the borrower details such as name, course, and year, and the date borrowed. And when a book is issued, the librarian keeps the card until such book is returned, and there are instances where the card might get lost or misplaced due to human error. For the borrower's side, there are cases where he or she will forget to return the book on the due date that will lead to penalties. For this reason, the researchers want to find out ways to improve the current system that the library is currently in use. The library borrowing system, a quick and easy transaction for all manual tasks or difficulties of borrowing books in the library by implementing it to be computerized and also to make it faster and reliable system. It also provides a fast accessible database with a huge amount of storage capacity, and it will also attributed a lot of improvement of the current borrowing system. It is basically updating the manual library system in terms of borrowing books into computer-based applications so that the library can know the details of the borrower's account, availability of books, and the due dates. The system is designed and developed for checking in and out of a book in a Baisu Kandy High campus library based on the rules and permissions along the student's information. It will have a login system for the user admin to prevent updating false information by other users. It will notify the borrower via SMS the status of the book if it exceeds the due date of returning it, and there will be corresponding penalties according to the types of books borrowed. The system also includes a statistic report, which is the user will know which books are issued at the moment and the student information for the return details. It is non-involvement of students. They either have to manually ask the librarian to issue a book and check its availability for borrowing, or they have to browse the books themselves. This project will be a huge help in the library because modifications can be easily done. So our objectives. First, user-friendly interface, more storage capacity and fast access to database, secure database, easy and quick transaction, dashboard chart report, filter search, send notifications via SMS to borrower. So our gaps of existing system, the desired future state is to have a system that can notify borrowers to return the lend books and pay for the necessary fees or consequences through email. Then to have the system generates a monthly report, statement, or statistic of the overall books borrowed and borrowers. Then desired future state, to have a system that archive some users' information automatically. For example, if a batch of students graduated from the school and have clean records in the library, and the current state, the current system does not contain the ability to notify borrowers through email. The current system lacks the said desired state. The current system lacks desired state. Then action plan is acquire more knowledge about the gap and create a web version of the system where everybody can access through the internet. Then to create a new version of the system having the desired state. Then to create a new version of the system that has now the desired feature. So that's all, sir. Thank you for listening.
So hi, now I'm going to show you the demo for our system, the library borrowing system. So first we have here, we have the login page, and assuming that I am the user here, and if I already have my account created, I just have to type in the username and my password. And if I haven't created my account yet, we're gonna click this sign up button right here. So I'm gonna click it, and the sign up page will appear. So I'm gonna type here my username. Let's say this, I want this to be my username. And password. So this security question right here is very important, because for when I sign in and I forgot my password, I will just click into the forgot password button back to the sign in page. So we can see that later on. I will show you. So this right here, I can select some questions that I can answer to, and this, and I should pick the question that I'm really sure what is the answer to. So I'm gonna pick the first question here. So I'm gonna create this. I'm gonna click this button. So it says here that my account is already created. So I'm gonna click the OK button, and I'm gonna go back. So now, so now that I already created my account, and pretending that I forgot my password, so I'll just click this button right here, and this will show up, and I'm gonna type here my username. Then I'm gonna click this search button right here so that it can pull up the name and the security question. So I have to make sure that this is my name and my security question that I chose earlier when I was creating my account. So after this, we're gonna click this retrieve button right here. So you see it pull up the answer and the password that I typed in earlier. So now that I remember my password, assuming that I remember now my password, I'm gonna go back. So we're back on this login page. I'm gonna sign in with my username and my password. Now I'm gonna click the sign in button. So now we're in the main page of the library borrowing system. So we have here the dashboard, the issue, the return, the add book, the add student button, and we also have this all books, all students returned, and pending list. And we have this date and time display, the current date and time display. And we also have this logout button. So first we're gonna click this right here, the all books. So this is the list of all the books that are available in the library, and we have here the search filter. You can search some books here if I want to check if a certain book that I am looking for is here. So for example, I'm looking for a Java. So all the Java related books will show here on the table. And this is just for like checking if a book is available in the library. And this clear button just can clear the search field. And next is this all students. This is also just the list of all the students that are enrolled in the campus or in the school, and you can also search for a particular student if he or she is enrolled in the school. And after that, we'll go here on the return. So this land history is the list of all the students who returned a book they borrowed, and this right here is the pending. So the pending list is all the name of the students and the book they borrowed, which are still not returned. Going here, so this is the dashboard. This is the dashboard right here displays the monthly report of the statistics of the students that borrowed their course and their course and the kind of books, the type of books they borrowed. But this is still incomplete, so let's go here to this add book. So this is the add book window frame right here. So if we need to add a book, we need to type the accession number, the title, the author, the year published, and the category, which is reference, reserved, fiction. So this category is for the type of consequences or the fine or the fees the students need to pay if he or she returned the book in the due date. So we'll add a book here, just two random books. For example, this one. This is the session number, the title, the author, the year published, and the category the book belong to. So in this case, it's fiction. So I'm gonna click this add button right here. So it displayed right here, the book record added successfully. So I'm gonna click OK. And we're gonna add one more book. Let's say it's accession number, title. So if we want to update a book, so for example, the book that we added earlier, so let's search it. So also this right here is the search icon, and if we need to like update or delete a book, we can just like pull up a book by its accession number, and if we're gonna click it right here, it will display the information. So if we want to update here, let's say the year published was was not in year 1814. So let's say this was from, so let's say this was officially published in year 1850. So I'm gonna click the update button here. It says here that the book record updated successfully, so we click OK. So let's check if the year published was really updated. So that was the accession number. So let's click this icon right here. So you see that the year published was really updated. So, and if we want to delete a book, you can just like click this button right here. Let's say we delete this book. The record deleted successfully. And if we search it, it says book record not found. So this is just the same thing for the add student. So if you want to add a student, we just need to fill up this student ID, name, course, year, level, gender, contact number, and the email. And we just need to click this add button, and the same thing for the update and the delete. So we'll go here to the issue button. So this is the issue book. So right here is the issue number. So this will increment after we issue a book. So in issuing a book, we need to pull up the student details and the book details. So I have added some random students here. This is the ID number, student ID number. And let's say if Elizabeth wants to borrow the book that we added earlier, so we need to pull up Elizabeth's details here. So her student ID number is 13118. So we see right here that Elizabeth's details is displayed, and say if she wants to borrow this one, so we need to pull up this accession number. So let's type it, and then it automatically displayed the date issued and the due date. And the due date here is for a week, because for fiction books the library rules states that you need to return it after a week. And after we pull out all the details of the borrower and the book to be borrowed, so we need to click this issue button right here. So it says here issued successfully, so we need to click OK. So in this table right here, it showed the details of the student and the book he or she borrowed. And now as we can see, the issue number increment to 1, so it's now IN 1001. And in this pending list, it will appear, this information right here will appear on this pending list if we click on this. So if we click here, so this table display the details of the student and the book. And if we go here in the return button, so if a student return a book, we need to pull up the accession number. So in our case, it was this accession number. So given that she returned the book on the day she borrowed it, so there's no days elapsed and no fines. So if we need to return it, we just click this return button right here. So it says here successfully returned. So we're gonna check here on the pending if there is still the details that was displayed earlier. So now it is gone to this returned list, and as you can see, this returned list, this is all the history of um, the books issued. And lastly, the logout button right here, and if I click on this button, it will, the main page will disappear. So that was the overall function of our library borrowing system. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy watching the video.